Hello, marhaba. Thank you for tuning in to the podcast by Chalhoub Group. Today is a very special, every time I say it's a very special podcast, I'm biased, but it is definitely a topic that's important to everyone. It is part of the series of our sustainability topics in the podcasts that we will be sharing with all of you, because it's really not only the year of sustainability, it's the year where we all need to take urgent actions. Today, we will be sharing with a team that's a little bit more behind the scenes, working and making the commitments happen on ground with our stores and contributing to our people, to our partners, and to our planet commitments. Thank you very much for joining me. I have Joseph Sabbagh, you're the Group Head of Country Management Operations, and with your team who you will introduce and tell us more about, Hasna Raisy, you're the Senior Retail Store Operations Manager, and last but not least, Rawad Hossein, Head of Health, Safety, Security and Environment. We will abbreviate it by HSSE, so don't be confused, that's what it stands for. Thank you guys for coming. I must also acknowledge you came very last minute. So if everyone thinks that the podcast is super planned and super staged, we literally decided on this yesterday. So thank you for also being super flexible.
Thank you for having us.
Sustainable podcast as well. We don't want to cancel. But I think the reason why I invited you is really to shed light on all the efforts that you guys do, to really share with internally and externally the important work that is needed, which are simple things that could be so intuitive, but it really takes an army of people to help, to train, and to make it happen. So Joseph, why don't you start by telling me a little bit about your team, the structure, and how, what areas do you cover within your scope?
Yeah. So, in fact, our journey started in 2021 with the support with collaboration with sustainability team, and then it was in the beginning very much into what we do in retail stores operations. In 2022, we got stronger, and we start embedding more and more initiatives. It's where safety and security became a big pillar in order to create more safe environment in our stores. Now, Hasna is gonna tell us more about what has been done, all the initiatives done inside the department. And in 2023, moving forward, we're going to include as well facility management into our scope and look at sustainability from a more broad view, not only about the way, the best practice, but as well the way we do things inside the stores and inside as well all the working space in our organization. So in my organization, we have Hasna looking at retail stores operations. We have Rawad looking at HSSE, which is health, safety and security and environmental in the stores. And then we have in the future, in 2023, we're going to introduce the role of facility management led by Samir as well, Khatib, who's not with us today, but because we're focusing on...
We can't fit them in the studio, unfortunately.
Yeah, because we're talking on 2022. Now more the discussion is about what we have done and achieved in 2022. But of course, nothing could be done without the collaboration and the support of our sustainability team, of Gilbert and his team in 3D, who looks after our projects, as well you guys who's helping us in building awareness and making sure that we have the right message going to our frontliners.
I think your team, it's of course not only working on sustainability, but you also have, the whole aspect of frontliners and our store operations in general. But I like that you guys focus on that, and the message that we would like to also deliver and talk about is it's really a collaboration, as you said. So there isn't one team or sustainability team alone are not going to be able to achieve these commitments that are quite ambitious and bold without everyone's commitment. And this is why we wanted to shed light on how you do your day-to-day job and how you help with close to 700 stores that we have now in the region. It's a big number of stores, with I'm sure each one larger than the other. So we're not even talking about the space that you cover, but to achieve sustainability in such operations. Also the offices, we cover geography of the GCC, Egypt, India, and it's quite a geography and operation. So just to shed light that you're a tiny but very mighty team. So Hasna, tell me a little bit more specifically on your contribution to embed sustainability. And when we say sustainability, again, as a reminder, it's not only the environment, it's also our people commitments, where we cover our efforts towards people of determination, the planet, and also how we operate with our partners or with the customers.
Of course, with pleasure. So actually, I do represent retail store operation available. Actually, we are present in 6 different countries. As you said, 700 plus stores. We are 25, I call them the superheroes. So very important part of their job is about awareness, training. So yes, when we speak accessibility, it was something new for us last year with the Healing Loops, of course, partnering with the group Inclusivity and Diversity. So we were able to let's say, to welcome or to train our stores to have these Healing Loops installed on their POS, which allow, of course, accessibility to the people with hearing problems. So this is the first step. Second step is about teaching the people also how to assist people accessing our stores. Could be with a wheelchair or could be like in any way possible. It could be also someone maybe age-wise. So this is part of the training and the awareness that we try to push in the stores these days. Of course, partnering with all the teams internally.
Yeah, and we did partner last year with I'm Inclusive, who have this expertise to help us with a roadmap and a whole playbook. But thank you, because you make it happen. We can only do so many playbooks in HR or corporate affairs or sustainability teams.
Thank you so much.
And when it comes to environment or, I know you've started e-receipts. I always get so frustrated when I go to the store and I buy a tiny item and then the receipt is this long. I'm like, why? Did you print all of this just for this little item? Please ask me if I want it or not. So what do we have in place for...
So basically, it's a full change of mindset, Lynn, and I totally agree, because I'm one of those that I go to a supermarket today and you can just skip this part and just like, no, it is it. So today we are also breaking some kind of old habits. I have to also mention that we had this legal constraint, which was in some other countries where e-receipt was not an option. We had to print. But today, it's a change of mindset that we have embedded in our operations. We have, of course, partnered with IT to enable this e-receipt. So it's a big change. I must say it might sound weird, but we must thank COVID for that, because most of the government were easing this e-receipt introduction in all countries. So today, I'm very proud to say in all countries, we have now the e-receipt option available, and we are going to improve probably, I don't know if I should disclose, but it's not really a secret, but we might also include and request an improvement of having the receipt sent by WhatsApp or SMS, because we do have also in our clientele very often the point of, no, I don't want an email, send me in WhatsApp or SMS. So we want every day, Lynn, our job is just to improve and ease the job of the frontliners, but also to make it easier for our guest experience.
Of course. And based on our insights and intelligence data, actually, WhatsApp is the number one social or app that is used in our region. It's not the same, by the way, culture abroad necessarily, but we do kind of have WhatsApp in our business with the teams, totally personal. So I think what the customer requires is first, but also to make sure it's legal, because the receipts are also legally binding. Very interesting. Thank you for sharing that. We will come back to you because I know you're doing a lot more. And last year you've done more.
I would need like a longer podcast for that.
I think every podcast we do, we feel like we need much longer and it goes by so fast. But I mean, that's maybe a little bit of intriguing our listeners. Rawad, well, it's almost been 6-7 months in the group.
7 months.
7 months. So I can still say welcome until 1 year. I'm almost 2 years in the group and I feel like it's been 20. So I'm very happy to see how you've really hit the ground running with our health and safety and security guidelines, standards, assessments, and I can already see a lot of things. So we do this, yes, to get an ISO certification, or what is it? International Standardization Organization, the official basically certifications. But there's so much more to it about the culture, the behaviors, and the mindset. So tell me more about your experience so far.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me here. The easiest part of any management system is to write it. and here I'm talking about documentation only. You cannot write a documentation and with an assumption that everything will work and everything will be implemented. So yes, ISO management systems are two parts, I would say. One is preparing the documents that fit your organization, because there is no system that fit all organizations. And after that, move that into the implementation, which is the biggest part of it. So in Chalhoub Group, yes, we are working on 2 ISO standards for this year. And our target next year to achieve both certifications, not only because of having a certificate, but also to make sure we have the best, healthiest, and secure working environment for all our employees and also our guests and visitors. So when I'm talking about ISOs, the biggest 2 ISOs for me or for any health and safety management system will be the ISO 45001, which talks about occupational health and safety, and 14001, which talk about environmental management. And these are only topics also, but under that there are a mandatory requirement that every company or every organization will need to achieve before going to a certification period or a certification stage. So yeah, lots of preparation, lots of things, and thanks for everyone who is involved directly and indirectly with supporting the HSSE department.
Can you give me an example of, for example, what behavior needs to change? One small example that employees need to start adopting towards this ISO standard.
The most important element in the behavior for me is start reporting incidents and encourage reporting incidents. We don't report incidents to blame people. We don't report incidents to find who did what, but to know exactly what went wrong, how we can put preventive and corrective actions in place. So reporting incident is actually a very important tool and very important element from the health and safety management system. If people are not reporting incidents, then there will not be proper monitoring and performance indicators in place.
Yeah. I remember in my previous with my previous employer, it was a big thing on taking the stairs and holding the handrail.
Yeah.
It was obsessive. So literally, if we used to do a fire drill, you would see everyone in line going down the stairs, holding the handrail, like perfection.
They are very famous.
Like, down to this detail, like hold the handrail everywhere. And because really there were several accidents just by tripping on the stairs, and we want to encourage people to use the stairs to be healthier. But it was funny, but we used to joke about it, but we never, even until now, if I go down the stairs, I hold the handrail. And the only exception was in COVID, where it was like, just keep your hand hovering over it. So if you trip, you can still hold on, just for the sanitization. So it's simple things that could look funny, but it's actually incidents that are proven that happen in the workplace, right? Hasna, there's so much more to this. So until we achieve any kind of safety and security, we have to set ourselves up towards that, towards environment and towards safety. How do you work with the store itself? From before you open a store, during, after, to be more natural and preemptive than reactive?
Thank you, Lynn. Actually, it makes a lot of sense because it's totally linked to our new stores today are assessed. And they are certified, actually, with what we call the STEP certification. STEP stands for Stores Toward Environment Protection. So it's a partnership between 3D Sustainability and us, Retail Store Operation team, where we do assess the store during the construction phase, just in terms of innovation, water and electricity efficiency, all this more design, let's say, 3D specialty. Then it's our turn as retail store operation to come within the first month after opening, where we just assess how the store is managing the waste, how the store team is ready and trained to use all this illicit and all the options to actually protect the environment. And the last step, but not least, is sustainability that comes with a different questionnaire, just to assess the store after some time to see how stable and how sustainable the store is. So this STEP certification has been recently introduced 2-3 years ago. And today I can say that 2022, we had 57 stores certified, which is quite a good number. And of course, this is for the new stores, and we are doing the same exercise somehow for the existing stores.
So at least you start right with the new
Correct,
stuff.
exactly.
But I think with 700 stores, you're going to need a little additional army to do that. But I think the commitment is
and time.
there.
And time as well.
Exactly,
Yeah.
correct, of course.
It's a journey, I think,
is.
in everything. But at least we're starting right with the new stores. Yeah,
And the most important element in everything we do is really to promote this safe environment with people at heart. When we say people, it's not only about our staff, which are very important, but as well for our customers. So we need to look at it from a complete angle and not really to look at it from one side of it. And safe environment is everything we do in our operations. This starts from the moment we open the stores until the moment we close the store, and even we send our product for recycling after the closing. So this is where we really need to promote this mindset. And I think we have progressed a lot lately, and there is a lot to do.
There is, and I know that you established some recycling habits
Correct.
within the stores,
Exactly.
and even in our offices, right? We were asked to bring our makeup, to recycle the brushes. I mean, we're in an industry which we could really take action towards sustainability with our own behavior. So I was happy to apply this in the group seminar where we asked our team members to bring their old makeup and put them there. That's great. So I know we don't have the luxury of time. You are in the luxury industry, but without the luxury of time. Joseph, we do this, and I mean, this is the part we control, right? So Chalhoub Group is our retail luxury retailer partner of international brands. And 3D, just maybe to clarify, 3D, you mentioned, are the architectural consultancy arm of Chalhoub Group that supports the brands. So this is what we can control within operations. How does this, within your leadership role, represent our position towards our international partners? So does this make it better? Do they ask for it?
They do today, to be honest. Yeah, we see a lot of our joint venture brand coming and seeking for the support, taking part of the good practice that we are doing.
Yeah, because they have their international strategy on sustainability.
Almost of the brand today they do have. And I think the recipient here is the way we execute it. I think I agree with Rawad when he said, no matter how much you do in terms of process, put some documentation part. If you're not good in the execution, I think you miss it. And our strategy behind about the success is about the way we do it and the way we execute it in the stores. And even now we're gonna go more and more further in offices, in warehouses, with the collaboration of our colleague, even at logistics and even at administration. So we have today, I would say, this mindset ready inside the group with your support as well in building this awareness. We've done a lot and we will continue doing it, but we need to make sure that we crack it at the execution level. We need to make sure that whatever we promise, we deliver. And I think this will be the success factor to bring our partners to embrace this journey with us.
Well, I love the passion that you guys have and the commitment, and really thank you. I think going back to our, almost 8,000 teams in the stores, right, team members.
You have frontliners.
Around 8,000.
And if you count now, distribution is 13,000.
That's a really big population to inspire, and more so, I think, the leaders that will change behaviors and mindsets. So we're here to support you. Thank you very, very much for everything that you do and contributing to the sustainability commitments. And good luck.
Thank you so much.
Here to come.
Thanks so much.
Thank you all for listening and tuning in. I know this is a bit unconventional, but a lot of times you really need to see the people who are driving and powerhousing our business. So thank you and bye-bye.